guys, welcome to the Dead Horse Podcast. I'm Vivek, and with me this week are Arvind,
Hello.
Rashi,
Hi.
and Tejas.
Hello.
So, what's up? What are you guys doing this week?
I'm just
Working.
yeah. That's pretty much all of us. Yeah.
What are you
Nothing
doing this week,
interesting.
Arvind?
Yeah. Oh no, I was going to say like I was going to say for all three of us that like because we are the only three people in the podcast who have a job. So
Oh, sick
Wow.
dude!
Wow.
What job do you have?
wait,
I know, dude. You've been playing more games than all of us, so clearly you're not making unrest. I mean, God knows what you're definitely not making unrest.
Well, he will be creating unrest in a few months' time when the Kickstarter backers find out there's no game. So technically, he did give them what he promised, just in a different way.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of like weird indie games basically. Like there's this game called Beat Buddy Tale of the Guardians, which involves a planet that's run by music. So it's a rhythm platformer thing. It's kind
Sounds
of
like shit.
interesting.
What's next?
but- yeah, it's kind of like Aquaria, but more rhythm in it. Like
Okay.
if that makes any sense. Yeah.
I kind of
and then there was this.
kind of like if it's a planet with music, I kind of expect everyone to be listening to the final countdown on loop.
Yeah, like that. How it's different is that everything moves to a beat, and so like if you go to a level, like that level has a song, and you have to like platform according to the beat. So all the enemies move according to the beat, and everyone else moves according to the beat, and then you have to kind of adjust to that. So it's
Sounds
kind
a
of
lot
fun.
like Beat Sneak Bandit.
Ye- Yeah, the Beat Sneak Bandit was like more of a puzzle game, I guess, because it was mostly single screen, I think. Like I've only seen screenshots of that game, not really played it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I don't
but
know
yeah.
any of the games you guys are just talking about, but yeah, whatever. This sounds like shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and there was this other game which is like, I'm just going to quickly summarize the initial plot of it. It's called Alpha Kimori Episode 1. And it's a JRPG, and it's about how God saves Earth from meteors with 7 angels, but then God uses the 7 angels to somehow transport all of humanity. I presume the angels literally just like carried everyone like to another planet. And now there are two factions in the planets, one which wants to stay there and one which wants to go back to the earth. And somehow the people who want to go back to the earth are building giant robots, and the people who want to stay on the new planet can morph into other animals like animorphs. And these two factions are fighting for some reason, even though
Wow, Animorph
they
reference.
totally don't. Yeah, I mean they
What
totally
was
don't
this?
like conflict.
I don't know what like you don't understand about this. This plot seems perfectly clear to me. One faction views the other faction correctly as friggin' heretics who are gonna have their souls damned and get god angry with humanity again for trying to go back to the planet and using excessive technology. So they're gonna murder all of them.
By turning into animals?
Like you,
Yeah.
yeah, and they can turn into animals because God has put inside them the innate power of nature.
Yeah.
See? No, that makes sense.
I mean, it's just
Done.
like,
Explained.
and the funny thing is, like the plot, like all of this outlandish stuff, right? And the plot starts with your broody JRPG hero, who is teased about by the clearly villain guy. You know, like the same guy who was in Final Fantasy 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10, and so on, who is teasing the guy about like school stuff, bullying him. So I mean, like on one hand you have this clearly crazy premise which you can like use to go anywhere, do anything, but then as soon as that intro movie gets over, it's all complete JRPG stuff that I've played like 50 times before. So yeah, it's just like weird.
I don't know,
I
man.
mean,
It sounds like the best fucking game ever made. I don't know.
You just need a bottle of beer or something.
Just need,
yeah.
just need like you need to sit down and just get your head and heart into it, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean after that, like I don't know what to say about that game because I just kind of closed the window and sat back to contemplate what I just saw. because I mean it's just
But
I
how
have
many
no
games
idea how
can
to
like
respond
how
to
many
that.
games can sit down and like make you contemplate on what is the meaning of this?
What the fuck did I just play?
Yeah, yeah, that was the more that was closer to my reaction because
It's special, right? Like it makes you contemplate the meaning of existence.
But you know, these
yeah,
games are unforgettable, you know. You won't
yeah.
forget these games ever.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I will try my best because, yeah, I mean, I could pick this apart a lot because, for example, like your academy, it's insanely sci-fi, and like I think you were supposed to be the animal morphing guys, and the giant robots guys, they are living in jungles. So like, did at some point somebody just like have a RPG JRPG generator machine and just like press the random button on everything.
Dude, some
I'm
bullshit.
pretty sure the game would be better than Watch Dogs.
Yeah, better story than
Wow.
better story than Watch Dogs, definitely. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Wow.
there are some things which like the human mind simply can't comprehend. You know, like the plot of Bayonetta, for example. So
Oh
this is
yeah.
one of those things where I am looking at all of this stuff and I have no idea what to make of it, and all I see are these like as soon as I start to get into this thing where I'm like, okay, this is what it is, and this is one faction, this is the other. They just throw complete some random stuff, and in the middle is the most cliched JRPG story ever written by man. So, like, yeah, like I have no idea how to, and like I literally stopped playing after the first hour because the sensory overload was just too much. But yeah, like I
Were
don't know, check it out, I
were,
guess. Yeah.
were the encounters well structured or just
No, the
force
encounters
fed?
were like staple JRPG stuff. Like, and you know, they do the annoying thing where they call mana something else. So in this, the mana is called Ki, Ki, and yeah,
Hmm.
it's all
Okay,
like they
okay, okay.
have all
Just
the
stop,
same.
stop, stop, stop. 1 second.
Yeah.
Do they have jutsus in this game? It might decide whether or not I'm actually going to fucking buy this.
No,
Because if they do, I think I'm going to buy and like beat this game.
well, it's kind of made in RPG Maker, so it's not like Lost Odyssey or some other graphics.
I don't
But
give a shit. I don't give a shit. Do they have jutsus? That was my question.
uh, I haven't met all the characters. Like, supposedly there are 6 characters in the party, and one of them is
I'm
weird-looking martial arts lady. So maybe there is, but yeah, like in the first hour, basically, like most of it has been cutscenes, and the rest of it has been like combat tutorial stuff. So I don't know enough to like give a judgment on the gameplay, as in like what it's like, you know. I mean, the 2 characters that I do have, like the hero is kind of like, you know, what do you like? He uses some weird hero sword. Like he basically channels his inner kind of emo-ness into weapons. That's what his key does. And then there's the hero's girlfriend, and she like that's literally her name. I don't know what her name is.
Oh my
That's what
god.
everyone refers
Holy shit.
her to as.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm on Wikipedia right now. The hero's name is
Yeah.
Rick Brightheart. What the fuck?
What is his name?
Yeah.
Is Rick Brightheart.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah, so
okay.
and she has this like her power I think is called healing. Like it's called healing and then some animal. So like she summons a giant animal to heal other party members. And I'm like, wait, is this the most gross misuse of the power you have? You just summoned a giant animal.
What? Even that
Like
that that Hokage in Naruto does this, right? With the one with
oh,
the huge, you know,
Yeah.
oh,
what's
Dude,
her
this
name?
it, it, I don't know what you think this is. It totally sounds like jutsus.
oh yeah, maybe
Yeah,
yeah.
they probably just
Agebuchi no
gave it a
Jutsu.
different name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
who knows?
okay, also it is Alpha Kimori is a trilogy of episodic sprite-based role-playing games.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. I
Alpha
mean
Kimori.
yes.
Dude, I think what's happening here is that Arvind is kind of channeling a little Phil Fish and hating on the Japanese for no reason. This sounds like a beautiful fucking game, and if I got it for free, I'd be playing it too.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably be like $1 or $2 anyway, like in these sales. So maybe check it out, like if you have some leftover Steam credit or something. Yeah.
Steam credit? What's that?
Oh, I mean, it's like the stuff you get from selling trading cards, right? Like I sold like
Right.
1,000 of them, like so much so that Valve emailed me a document asking me to certify my address because I was making too much money selling Steam cards.
How much money did you make
And
selling Steam cards?
Yeah, somehow people don't buy
$50,
my
I think.
stuff.
Yeah.
How
fifty
much?
dollars, I think. Yeah,
Oh,
$50. Like
right.
there's this like some limit. Like I don't know. That's what Valve said because you have sold too many cards. That's why we are asking you this. Like it's I think 1,000 cards or so is the point where they ask you to verify your address and stuff. So no, I mean no, like that's kind of yeah, that's just a rough assumption. Like I don't even know because I keep buying stuff with it. Like I have like $10 Steam credit right now. Like that's in my so yeah, it's just like yeah. So yeah, like that's literally all. Like I don't think I need to say anything else. Like
All
because
right,
yeah,
all right,
just process what you just heard. Yeah.
all right. Rashi, you beat Transistor last week, right?
Yes, yes, I did.
Let's ignore Arvind's shit taste in games and his inability to comprehend great Japanese games. Uh, you beat Transistor last week. I beat Transistor this week. We'll talk about it without trying to spoil it because I think Arvind and Tejas want to play it.
Yeah, if you spoil it,
Sure.
I'm popping out of this podcast immediately.
Yeah, no, no, no. I won't spoil it. Don't worry. So Transistor is kind of like a noir story, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of stuff that's not entirely clear to me as to what was going on there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you take on the character of Red, and basically, like, the whole story is a mystery, and it unravels, like, whatever shit happens in the beginning, and you're trying to solve why bad shit is
Yeah, it's totally.
happening.
I liked
So
how they put you into the middle of the whole mystery and then you have to basically
yeah,
figure out
yeah,
what happens.
it's
That was good.
I I really like the fact that they don't hold your hand and start
Ye-
off with explaining to you,
It's
what the world you're in is, and how
yeah.
does it work. That being said, the world of Cloudbank is really really interesting, and I
Mm.
kept hoping that they would explain more of it.
So
Uh,
here's the thing, like the more you use the powers, the more you unlock stuff, the more you
yeah, yeah,
unlock knowledge
I know
about the world and
like
the characters.
yeah, uh, just a heads up to both Tejas and, like, I know Tejas loves lore, so you will get
Yeah.
attacks in the games, and they're called functions.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
and each function is actually a descriptor of a person.
Huh.
So, read the functions when you get them. You'll have a separate button in your inventory when you go to look it up, and like, it'll talk about the person. And those descriptors get upgraded, and like, the encryptions get broken as you keep playing the game more and more. So
Okay.
you
And keep
unlock
using
more and more.
you keep using the functions.
Yeah, and you'll
That's
keep finding out more and more about the people, like, whom these functions are. Yeah, as you use those abilities more and more, you find out more and more about the people in them,
mm,
right?
Oh, that's
The people around whom those abilities are based. It's an
yeah.
yeah.
interesting idea, but I think they kind of obscure it a little too much, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who must have never even looked at the
Yeah, I
inspect
mean,
function.
I don't read a lot of stuff on the screen, so I missed out on a lot of things, I guess. Though I did try to read whatever was written for whatever functions that I got unlocked, but mm, yeah, I mean, that's true what you said.
Now, I have
Uh,
a question then. You said that you have to like solve a mystery. Are you actively solving this, or are you kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, it's
Y-
it's 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 actually cool because they make you empathize with the player character, because she doesn't know what's going on in some ways,
mm,
and you don't know what's going
You,
on at all.
yep.
You know, and so
okay?
you're both trying to find information. So they set up a game where you genuinely want to explore the environment, so you can figure out a, where the hell you are and what the hell this is, and
Mm,
b, what the hell happened to you and why do you start in the like middle of a dark alley with like with this huge sword that's talking,
yeah.
sitting right next to you.
Alrighty.
Like, by the way, like, the this is known. It's not a spoiler or anything, but basically the story is your main character can't speak, and
Yeah.
the sword is talking. She's a singer who has no voice anymore. I suppose there's a metaphor there. Uh,
But her
um,
voice is good.
yeah. Oh my god, the songs in this game are amazing. The music in
I
this game is
swear. It's
amazing.
amazing. Totally. I
Uh,
mean, I think the game for me was very close to perfection. It was.
I think the best moment in this game for me was in the nightclub. When you hear the song playing in the background, and I was blown away by how good it was.
What nightclub?
You go into the club, right?
Uh-huh.
Like I don't like there's a part in the club.
Okay,
There's a whole
is
like
it right before that boss battle?
yeah
Oh, okay. Oh, that song. We all
yeah
become one. Yes,
yes
that
the
is amazing.
songs are amazing. Like I think there are at least three songs in the game.
Four in which there are vocals. Four. Yeah. I
Wow.
have the entire OST, so
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, the songs are just
Well, I remember Bastion, and I love Bastion for its
Yeah,
music, and it has
Bastion.
that one
Yeah.
song, right? Like I
Yeah,
love
it
yeah
all
yeah.
of
has the
that.
one song with
setting sail.
vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
There are
like?
actually
Is it
three
you?
songs.
I something you dig your hole, I build a wall or something really
Yeah,
weird
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
mixed.
yeah.
But
Uh,
it was amazing, and when you read the lore of the thing, the song makes sense.
Oh,
But it's a really nice song, and it's beautiful and haunting. And when you
oh
first
yeah,
hear it, it's like it's a bit of a mindfuck because you're like, holy shit, this is creepy and amazing at the
yeah.
same time.
Yeah, I
And
remember now because in Bastion, the kid is a guardian on a wall, right?
yeah, like he's part of this group of people who are like are
guarding the
guardians.
city.
Yeah, and the white-haired people, I'm forgetting all the names though. They live in caves
Uh,
underground and stuff. And the
so
thing is that one group of people built this giant wall to keep the cave people out, and they're just like, yeah, do whatever you want. We're just gonna tunnel under it at some point, anyways, because there were like these. They had wars previously, and there was this kind of peace
oh.
between
So
them, but it wasn't.
is that why
oh
she
okay,
says I dig a hole, you build a wall? That's what it says in
Yes,
the
yeah
lyrics.
yeah okay. So it's basically a war song kind of.
kind of, yeah. It's more of a taunt.
Yeah, it is a taunt. It sounds like a taunt. Like you keep building, I'll keep digging. That's
Yeah,
what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
yeah, it is.
Uh,
That's exactly what it is, and I thought it was awesome. Like when you realize that, and even
Oh
when you
wait, this
don't
is
know that,
about that. Oh,
it's
I
just a
mean, yeah,
beautiful song.
this. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I did
uh,
not know about that whole song until this podcast. Like, is this the Bastion song that was?
yeah. This
Yeah.
is a
Oh,
song in Bastion. You hear it during a really cool moment in the game.
yeah. No, I remember the song, but I did not
Yeah,
realize
I
that
got to
all of
play the
that
game.
stuff was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
like.
remember the part where the kid was like a guardian on a wall, and I remember that they were fighting with those other guys. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've forgotten a lot about Bastion. Just like another huge commonality between Bastion and this game,
Hmm.
which really blew me away, is that they set up very similar themes. Bastion is about a city that is city that is crumbling and dying, and so is
Yeah.
Transistor.
True.
Both have feature protagonists who are trying to figure out what exactly happened, and
Yeah.
Both don't
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
speak, I guess. Yeah. Both
like it
protagonists
Yeah.
don't
They're
speak.
mute mostly,
yeah, mute
Yeah.
protagonists
and there's
who
always the one other person who's gonna speak.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah like it is a well executed game. And Cloudbank is certainly Cloudbank is a lot more mysterious than the city in Bastion ever is. Like
Mm.
Cloudbank had me intrigued from the first minute as to what the hell is going on here. Although just so that you guys prepare, the payoff for that question is never as good as I thought it would be.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
so just don't go in expecting too much in that. But that being said, it's a fun game. Like the plot does pay off in the end, and it's a good ride.
Yep.
It's not disappointing in
Not at all.
yeah, by any stretch of the imagination. It's a really good game. We should discuss the combat because that is easily like the part I've enjoyed the most in this entire
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Uh, so they set up a combat system that's very interesting. Like your attacks are called functions, and you basically have to stop or is it slow down or stop? You stop time, and
Yeah. You basically pause the battle and then you plan out your attacks.
you give your character a series of commands in sequence, and can kind of see how they'll play out. They kind of run like a mini simulation of how it will go.
Yeah.
Uh, like it's really interesting, and like I think the reason I'm not sure that this is the reasoning behind it. The reasoning behind your character being able to do this is because she has the sword. This is not
Of
normal
course.
behavior in this universe. Like you have the transistor, which allows you to do what I think they call recursion, uh, and basically slow down a battle and move through it slowly and attack your enemies and plan how you're going to move from enemy to enemy and kill all of them.
That's not
Uh,
recursion though. Like, I mean, I guess they kind of just say it, but yeah, like,
like I mean, I don't know the
yeah,
They
programming
don't
term
really
for bullet time,
they don't
whatever.
really say anything about it. It's just basically you can plan whatever you want to.
yeah,
Yes.
So, and the other thing is that the sword is kind of like, the best thing that I can describe is a USB, a pen drive or something. So it has a limited memory, and you have to unlock the memory as you level up. And
Yeah.
the more memory you have, the more functions you can use. So each function has like a certain a certain cost.
okay,
So you have
Yeah.
to
It takes up
plan
a
out.
certain portion of memory, and like it's not just the like you can have 4 functions maximum at any given time in your sword,
True, true.
but you
But
can augment those functions by giving them residual effects.
you can
Uh,
combine
okay,
functions,
yeah.
two functions
Yes.
together.
okay,
In
Hmm.
fact,
One of my
three functions together once you
three
unlock. Yeah,
three.
yeah, three. You can unlock the active effects, right? There are two active
Yeah.
effects that you can
Yeah.
unlock, and one passive effect.
My favorite one was like I basically put in the convert enemies to allies, and I
Yeah,
put that in my
switch.
basic hit.
Yeah.
So whenever I hit an enemy, it would get converted. So I'd run around hitting like the 3 strongest enemies I'd find in an area,
Huh.
and they'd take care of everyone.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like by that time, their health would be whittled down enough for me to be able to kill them. Uh,
I
there
mean,
are
you can basically play the game, according to yourself. It's that customizable. I mean, if you want to
yeah
play defensive, you can play defensive. If you want to play offensive, you can do that. You can have enemies, kill other enemies for you. Whatever you want to do it. It's up to
yeah.
you.
Like I mean, I definitely say that the for people who enjoy hard combat, you should use the limiters because the other thing they you unlock as you keep leveling up are limiters, and essentially limiters are something you can use to make the game harder. It's basically Supergiant's way of allowing you to customize difficulty. Instead
Difficulty,
of
yeah.
giving you difficulty levels like normal, easy, and hard, they didn't do that in Bastion either. They made
Yeah.
Yeah,
temples where you could make offerings to
yeah. It sounds
gods, and
like almost like exactly the same system.
yeah,
Where,
it is exactly the
It
same
is,
system.
I guess.
yeah,
It is exactly the same system where you can choose how hard you want the game to be.
That's
And yeah, it really works. They did a good job.
all
I
right.
guess like an interesting question to me is that in some parts I can almost see like when you say that you have all these abilities and all of this stuff and you can play as much as you want. Uh,
Hmm.
the like in my mind, I start to feel why can't games like let's say Diablo or Torchlight be able to offer that much customizableness? So
They do. It's just that they do a different thing. Like
yeah,
you can
no, I mean
augment your attacks in Diablo 3. You can build your own weapons in Diablo 3. It's insane the amount of shit crafting and rune stuff you can do. Like, but they're completely different experiences, right?
mm, yeah,
Like
I mean this
Bastion is
is
a
inherently a more kind of
yeah,
uh,
Wait,
Bastion is
limited,
like
I guess. Yeah.
wait,
yeah,
guys.
Bastion is
What was Arvind's question again? Could you repeat that?
No, I was saying that instead of a fixed skill tree progression,
Uh-huh.
uh, like in Torchlight where you go down a skill tree.
Right.
This is more like it feels something new to me because you have like all of these abilities, all of them can kind of react. I guess the reason the other games use the skill tree is because of all of the sheer possibilities that are here. So you have
No,
to kind of code everything for
yeah,
like
there's that, and also
yeah,
because like Torchlight and Diablo, they're co-op and kind like semi-competitive games. They need the balance to be as good as possible, or as close to. I won't say perfect. I'm missing the word, but you get it. Like they need it to be as
yeah,
balanced as possible, right?
yeah,
And
like
with the
it's
single-player
yeah,
game, you don't the balance requirements are entirely different. There, you're
yeah,
just worrying about, okay, can the player have fun? Are the monsters challenging enough?
mm,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
their focus in Bastion is very like it is stuck on encounter design. And while PvE is a large part of Torchlight 2 and a large part of Diablo 3, it's not the end all be all of those experiences. They have to consider co-op. They have to consider PvP. PvP is a huge thing in Diablo 3 at least. Uh,
Yeah.
and balance is important. The thing about Transistor though is like, I mean, there is scaling as you level up. There is like a fixed power or a function you will unlock every time you level up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the structure of that game as well. So it's not that different. It's just it's not a skill tree. It is a power. It's a
They,
linear
they,
system of,
yeah.
of
They've
powers
given
you
you
unlock as you
stuff.
level.
They've given you powers, and now it's up to you. You can make what combinations you want to and use them however
Yeah.
you want to. So
Yeah. Okay. It sounds interesting. Like, I'll definitely get it during the sales, which might happen soon. So, yeah. But I mean, yeah, like this is a game that I've been looking forward to a lot. Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely like feels like they like
it's a
it's
pretty
a good
great game.
game basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Like I don't know how they did it, but like I think it's better in almost every way. It is better than Bastion.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would say that the narrative in Bastion personally was more satisfying to me, but that like it's not a big difference. Like the narrative in this game is great.
I
Uh,
heard a lot of people complain, in Bastion that I mean they got sick of the narrator telling them that okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, and he was basically spoon feeding every information that was going on. So some people
Really?
got sick of that. I don't know. I read a few forums about this.
Huh. Okay. I find that a little weird, but sure.
I mean, they were basically comparing Bastion and Transistor, and they said that they liked the fact that Transistor basically leaves it up to you. It's up to you whether you want to, explore the lore of the game, whether you want to explore areas. I mean, there are not much areas to explore, but still, whatever is left, and it's up to you. But whereas in Bastion, it's like the narrator tells you everything. Okay, you touched this button, you did that, you did this. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
really played Bastion that much, so I can't really say. But I'm just putting out. That's what people said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like Bastion, the narrator bit at least. Like for the first time, I didn't think the narrator was annoying at all. Like I liked the narrator, but second, like I never finished my second playthrough. But
Hmm.
towards the middle, he was starting to get like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I've
Okay.
heard the exact
Shut
same
up.
line before, so yeah.
uh, I like Logan Cunningham's voice.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that is sexy as hell.
Wait, what? Which voice?
Logan Cunningham,
The
Logan
narrator's
the
Cunningham, the
voice.
guy, yeah,
narrator
Okay.
okay.
from Bastion
Yeah.
and Transistor.
Okay.
I like his voice a lot, so I never found it particularly grating. But like I think just the nature of the narrative in the narrator in Bastion, like he's kind of this all-knowing, all-seeing dude like Rux.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's weird because there's a dichotomy because in Bastion he is a person that you're introduced to, and at
Hmm.
the same
Mm.
time he is the apparently this omnipresent voice who knows everything that's going on.
And
Yeah.
he's the one introducing everything else to you, I
Yeah, and
guess.
Yeah.
he kind of has a character, but he doesn't really.
Hmm.
I,
Yeah.
I think I think the voice works a lot better in Transistor
Yeah.
because this person in Transistor, the character that he's playing, definitely has a very strong
Okay.
character,
Oh
uh,
Yeah.
yes.
and that comes throughout the game.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I always considered the narrator to be basically, like floating in the sky, Morgan Freeman. Like that's basically who he is. Yeah, yeah,
I love the narration in Bastion. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong; it's really
yeah.
really
No,
good.
I mean, I like it too. But yeah, that's what I like. As soon as the narration kind of started, I was like, yeah, this is Morgan Freeman, pretty much.
They also have the same thing that they had. They have the challenge rooms that they had in Bastion, uh,
Mm,
and they have a new
yeah.
conceit set up for that. Like they have back doors, they call
Hmm.
them.
Yeah,
So
backdoors.
you can. So yeah, I
Does
can't I
that
can't
does
talk
the whole kind
about
of
this game without spoiling it. Shit. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, don't. Okay, don't. But anyway, like what I want to ask is like, does the whole programming motif like lead anywhere? Like, is that important? Just like, don't tell me how it
I,
is. Yeah.
no, I can't talk about it. Like if I talk about this, I'll fucking spoil what's
Okay,
going
okay,
on.
yeah. Okay,
Okay,
then don't.
then
Yeah,
yeah,
You
yeah,
guys better
let's
hurry up.
yeah,
we'll try.
Yeah.
yeah. So E3, yeah. I mean,
Who all watched all the press conferences?
Like
Not-
what? Just before we start the discussion on E3, like I would just want to say I am really impressed by the speed at which Phil Spencer changes shirts. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Dude,
mean,
really, like that's a thing.
yeah.
Like he walks off stage for a fucking 3-minute trailer. You can change his shirt in 10 seconds.
No, but like like the impressive thing is that he makes it seem as bland as possible because like I mean if I was a person and I was like changing shirts every 3 minutes and then walking back on stage, I would be like I mean if I was like put a more a personality to it, but Phil Spencer is just like the most blandest person possible. You
I don't
cannot.
know, like some
Yeah.
of those call outs are pretty interesting. And like, you know what? Forget the shirt changing business, but apparently, like Phil Spencer's original big push was that I think they planned to open the Microsoft press conference with an indie game called Aurea, and
Uh-huh.
that was what he was trying to get. Like he was trying to push that so that they opened with that game, and he got shot down later, and like
Wait, but
that that
was this
that
game even
changed.
shown? Like, was this game even shown?
Yeah, it was shown. They showed it at the Microsoft press conference during their indie thing. They showed it.
I
That being
mean,
said,
I mean, like that's weird because like if this game was like that good to be like to be considered by this guy to be shown at the start, then I guess they should have given more time to it instead of just throw it in a like slideshow.
it
I mean,
doesn't. Yeah, like I mean, it doesn't matter who
yeah.
is pushing it because at the end of the day, like it's not one guy. Phil Spencer doesn't get to decide.
Mm.
Our thinking is Phil Spencer gets like gets to make big decisions, but from what I've been noticing the last week, like Shuhei Yoshida, I'll give you an excellent example of how these things go. Shuhei Yoshida, who's like a really, really senior guy at Sony in PlayStation. He's based in the Japan office. His he wanted to demo the Order 1886 for the PS4 press conference, and so he went up to those guys and said, "Can I do that? I want to be one of the guys playing in your demo." And they said no,
Hmm.
and he had to go like, "Oh, okay, what am I going to do?" And then Sony came and said, all right, you know what, we're doing this new IP, which we got because of you. You talked to Miyazaki from Software and getting him to make Bloodborne, so why didn't you introduce that? So he went and introduced that. But it's not as if these guys have full control over what gets said and how these conferences get pushed out. Like these are
Yeah.
mainly large marketing
Yeah.
slash advertising events, and those people have a lot more control over how this is presented. Like it's really interesting to find out how these things work, and the basis behind which decisions get made here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're
Microsoft,
interesting if you're a boring person, but
Okay,
yeah.
we let's establish this before we go forward. Arvind is going to be very disparaging about the E3 because it is a massive publisher conference, and being one who kind of
being
likes to challenge his inner indie, which is basically going to be a little blowhardy, he's going to be just not happy with any of
Wait,
this.
why are you so pro E3? I mean, Riot Games wasn't even at E3, so like.
yeah,
Oh
they were.
god,
Yeah, they were. Uh,
there was representation, so
No,
no,
I
no,
mean, no,
they had
actually,
a huge
no.
fucking booth with stuff in it, man.
Yeah, no, wait a minute. Like Riot, like this was on the like Polygon and stuff. Riot did not even buy a booth at E3 this time, despite it being in the same city as their US offices. Like they were like, no,
they
like
have
our audience
they
isn't.
have more than one US office.
No, I mean, like this was the thing. Like this was actually reported on that Riot did not even bother to show up at E3. Like,
so
Well,
yeah.
okay, like I think Riot was there. I don't know that they might not have bought in a booth, but like I read bought in. What the fuck word is bought in? They might not have bought a booth, but I'm pretty sure I read a story about them being there. Maybe they weren't. But even if they weren't there, they're not a retail game. And E3 is mainly a console press conference. It's not a PC gaming press conference. It's a
yeah.
conference where the biggest console manufacturers come and try to get people who are selling discs at retail to give them prime shelf space. It's mainly a trade show. And it's also like it's an interesting show for people like us because we work in the industry, and it's interesting for me to see where the biggest people in the industry, where their heads are at and what direction they think the industry is going in. So in that sense, it's interesting, and it's also interesting because fucking huge announcements, and I love the fucking huge announcements, the fucking AAA games that come out of these things every year. There's always some weird ass fucking thing that gets announced here. Every year, there's at least 2 or 3 like really weird ass fucking announcements. Uh, and for that alone, it's worth it to me at least. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and again, like the article that you link to, it says why Riot Games isn't showing at E3 and doesn't need to. They don't need to, right? I mean, they're not selling anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not like implying that Riot Games cannot afford E3 or something, like obviously, but yeah, like it's just a thing because uh, this was actually also like Phil Spencer said like why there weren't any like PC games at the Microsoft conference. So they were like, yeah, we don't wanna. This is a console show, etc. What Vivek just said basically. Vivek is like Indian Phil Spencer without the big company part. Yeah.
Yet.
So anyway, yeah, what games like are you looking forward to from the totally like uh kind of thing E3, like from the totally E3 conference? Total E3 conference, sorry.
Uh, Microsoft showed, like, I mean, it showed a couple of really cool games. It showed 3 games that I'm interested in. Well, more than that actually. All the indie stuff they showed. Cuphead looks awesome.
Oh
The
yeah,
new
dude, Cuphead was crazy. Like it took me a moment to realize I was watching a video game. I was like,
same
wait,
here.
Yeah, that was and I think it's made in Unity. Like that's what everyone is saying. So yeah, like
yeah,
I don't know what it's
yeah.
shit.
made in. It looks like fucking magic, man.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it is made in Unity. I went to the video game site last week. What am I saying?
Mm.
Uh, Cuphead looks amazing. What else? The new game by the Playdead guys. Is it called Inside? I don't remember what it was called. That looks great. Ori and the Blind Forest looks amazing. Scalebound looks amazing, but it's a Hideki Kamiya game. I don't give a shit what it looked like. I'm gonna fucking play it anyway. Uh, so yeah, like I mean, those are the 4, and of course, I really like the demo that they showed of Sunset Overdrive. Uh, yeah, those are the games that look good in Microsoft, along with that insane Dead Rising DLC trailer, which has got the best name I've heard for anything ever.
Which
Uh,
is
It's like Dead Rising Alpha, Omega, some like it makes fun of Street Fighter editions, so like Super Turbo Alpha, something like
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
I love that title. That was just cheeky.
Yeah, everyone loves the title, but nobody remembers all of it.
Well, that's the
that's the
point.
way.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you remember. You just put stuff together. It's there.
A Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha Dash.
what?
Wow,
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha Dash.
that is epic.
Although,
That's a
yeah, I mean, apart from the title, there isn't really like anything it adds to the gameplay. I mean, it's just new characters, I guess. But I mean, they all
well,
kind of, yeah.
with new characters. They're adding co-op. They're adding, like, I think, new movesets for all of the characters they're putting in. Especially all the weird ass Copcam characters they're putting in.
Mm.
Uh, there are
Like
Capcom characters
Copcam?
that have
Oh.
not been
Yeah,
Copcam. Did I say Copcam?
that title, like saying that whole title has now like permanently like messed up your brain.
Yes, fried my brain. There are Capcom characters in in that DLC that I don't think Capcom has put in a game for over a couple of decades. So it looks like fun. And Dead Rising 3 is coming to the PC, so this DLC will eventually show up on PC. Uh, yeah.
Yay, DLC.
Yay, DLC with a funny name. That
Yeah.
that being said, like Microsoft was probably the safest press conference I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Like, they did not
After
show
the last
anything.
time.
Yeah. I
Well,
was disappointed that they didn't like demonstrate Netflix for the 15th time. And like no Skype. Where's
I
Skype?
think I think they've had enough after the last E3 conference,
last
when
time
they
people
announced
shat
the
on them
X Bone.
while.
Yeah.
No,
But
I think this time at least they focused just on games throughout. But yeah, they focused on the safest shit they could focus on. I'm surprised there wasn't some stupid CG trailer for Gears of War in there amongst all the other stuff. But I'm happy that they focused on indie and they focused on ID at Xbox to show that, like, they are going to be giving prominent space to those indie games on the Xbox.
Hmm.
Uh, because this console generation is not going to do well unless they start pimping the shit out of those indie games and trying to get exclusives from indie
Yeah.
developers.
And
Uh,
yeah, the interesting thing is that this was probably the quickest any hardware manufacturer has kind of dropped a peripheral ever. I mean, days before E3, it was leaked that a Kinect-less Xbox SKU was coming. And at E3, they completely didn't mention Kinect at all.
well,
And yeah,
Dance Central was in their conference, and that is their big Kinect game. But I mean, they know that that game is going to sell, even if
yeah.
like that is the one Kinect game that they know will sell well.
Hmm.
Uh, because it's a fun Kinect game apparently. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's ultimately the kind of the sadness is that like only dance games have been able to use the Connect at all. Like, I mean, I have kind of like, like on a sci-fi kind of level, you want a stuff like Connect to be awesome, so you can
yeah,
just be like, holodeck, stuff like that. But I mean, with Steel
yeah,
Battalion, for example,
I
like
remember
they
there was
tried,
some
yeah.
game, was it Battlefield 3 or what, where you could basically, use the Kinect to shoot at people, and you could, basically change,
yeah.
modify your gun
All
and stuff.
all
Oh
their initial
yeah.
titles had that stuff kind of
What
built
happened
into
to
it.
Yeah.
that?
And nobody likes to talk about it.
It died in a fire.
Yeah.
It died in a fire, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Steel Battalion, like that was pretty much the death knell, I think, because everyone was like, yeah, Steel Battalion, like this really hardcore stuff and like tanks and stuff. And then it launched and it was just like, yeah.
Gone away with the wind.
Yeah.
what else did they have? They had the two announcements from Harmonix, which was Dance Central and something else. I don't know what else.
Yeah.
Was it Fantasia? I think it was Fantasia and Dance Central.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Fantasia and the new Dance Central.
they
I
had
fully should be
Forza.
happy.
They have to have Forza. It's their driving
Yeah.
showpiece.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
They've even
what?
said Halo 5 beta will
Oh
be
Yeah.
there.
god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck that announcement. Like, I mean, you show me Halo 5 and there's no gameplay from Halo 5. It's
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
some
There,
nonsensical
It's
Master
only
Chief
if you
kind of
buy the
experience.
Master Chief Collection Edition.
Yeah. I mean,
I just said
like,
Master Chef.
yeah.
Master Chef.
Master
That's
Chef.
what, yeah, that's a lot of.
Hell's Kitchen Master Chef Edition. Cooking with
Master
Yeah,
Chef.
helmets.
and there's lots of tie-in money just waiting to be made. Like, why can't Microsoft see it? Like, I mean,
If they had taken the first four Halo games and like redone them, wherein Master Chief is actually a character named Master Chef, and everybody thinks he's this super soldier, but he's just a
Wow.
fucking cook.
he, he cooks
That would be
for the
awesome.
army.
yeah.
Yeah, and like if it's voiced by someone just completely ridiculous.
There's too much salt in this, and
Yeah,
then
like for this role, like Bruce Campbell, like that's what who needs the voice.
Oh my
Like,
god, he'd be the best Master Chef.
but yeah, like I mean, the Halo reboot announcement, like not reboot, I guess remastered kind of thing, is
Yeah,
weird because
remastered.
now I almost feel like every new Microsoft console is going to have this Halo thing again, and I just want them to kind of like okay, yeah, this okay, Halo is over. We have this new franchise with space marines and guns in them.
lol, 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 lol,
Yeah.
no, never.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know, like
at some
weird.
point, it just yeah,
Yeah, the dependency on Halo is a little bit weird, and
yeah,
I think they're going to see pushback against that now because like considering the kind of things that the other people announced, like Sony had a shitload of new IP on display in its
yeah.
conference, and so did Nintendo. Like not new IP, Nintendo had two new IP, which by Nintendo standards is huge.
Yeah,
Hey, though I'll say this.
yeah,
Splatoon is perhaps the most exciting game that I've seen this E3, at least to me. That and
Codename
maybe
Steam.
what?
Codename Steam looks awesome.
I haven't seen that yet.
That
I've
is that's
heard.
the other new Nintendo IP. It's by the makers of Fire Emblem and Advance Wars.
Okay.
And it's
okay,
it's
now
kind
you
of
have
like
my
XCOM,
attention.
so
Yeah.
I figured you'd be excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. I haven't. Yeah, I
They
haven't seen that
just
one yet.
I mean, on a
Nintendo's making a game
completely,
that's kind of like XCOM.
yeah, I mean, on a completely like PC gamer kind of person, a Nintendo console is what I want most because those are
Same here.
games, yeah, like I'm completely missing out on. So
Same here.
yeah, so yeah, like definitely, like I'd say Nintendo has the most like exciting kind of games. So, but yeah, that's not new. Nintendo always has the most exciting games, pretty much. Like,
They had the best. They had the best. Like I would arguably say that they had the most unexpected announcements in the whole show. Like I thought they'd come out and announce like a new Mario game again, which is what they do all the
Dude,
time.
speaking of new Mario game, the way they began that conference was freaking
Was so
genius.
good.
That
That's
just
like
Okay, I guess
the
I'll
it was
watch
amount,
that
good.
now.
the sheer square tonnage of self awareness in that first 5 minutes.
I
They
know. It was
referenced they referenced
beautiful.
everything from Luigi's death stare in Mario Kart 8 to fucking like the way journalists look on Nintendo conferences.
Wait, is the year of Luigi over? Because
Yeah, it's over.
oh, now I'm
It's
sad.
over.
Yeah.
But it ended with a bang if you consider the shit that they put about him in Mario Kart 8. Like the Luigi death stare is so good.
Like, is that an actual thing or was it just
It is
like
an
an
actual
accident? Like,
it is an actual thing.
oh.
Uh,
Does anyone like has anyone seen the like a very popular kind of image going on the internet where like the Mario brothers they go and visit their mom and like the mom says, "Oh, it's the Mario brothers. How are
yeah,
you
yeah.
doing?" Yeah.
Luigi's saying, "Why don't you remember my name?"
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, and then the mom says, "I'm sorry, Green Mario." So
Oh my
yeah,
god.
Wow.
yeah, yeah, that was
so that's oh
yeah,
god, that's amazing.
That's
It's
cold.
horrible.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. Poor Luigi. I mean, even in his year, like all he got was like people making fun about like his year. So yeah,
But I mean, he had some pretty good games in that year. I mean, he got Luigi's Mansion 2, which was awesome. He got Luigi's Mansion 2, which was awesome.
I don't know why, but it reminded me of that speech in Three Idiots where, that virus says nobody remembers the guy who comes
In
second.
seconds.
Yeah. It just reminded me of that all of a sudden.
but
yeah,
that's weird because like the thing which it is referred to most, like the space kind of thing. Everyone remembers Buzz Aldrin, like right?
yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know what? They say that no one remembers the second guy who set foot on the moon. Fuck you. He's the
Yeah.
second guy who set foot on the moon. What have you done lately?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
It's such a bullshit comparison. We won't remember the second guy who set foot on the moon. This is always the problem with these kind of comparisons. They'll take some momentous discovery.
Yeah.
No one will remember Jagdish Chandra Bose because he's the second guy who figured out how radio waves work. Are you fucking kidding me? He's the second guy who figured out how
Yeah.
radio waves work in an era where nobody knew what a fucking radio wave was.
Yeah.
So people will forget him apparently,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's how history works. Uh,
Yeah.
anyway, uh, bullshit tangent aside. Yeah, I don't know. We've said from straight from Microsoft to Nintendo. Uh,
I like that
if
game. What was that game where the Playdead guys were making? You know, you were a kid in a factory, like that game.
Yeah, that game looked beautiful.
Yeah, it had a very distinctive, almost like propaganda art type art style. You know, like you have those Russian propaganda posters. That's what
Inside.
reminded me of.
It's called Inside.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, it's by those Limbo guys, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the Limbo guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And like what I find really delightful about this generation is that we are using all of this CPU power and all of this awesome power that we have to make 90s cartoons again. Like with Cuphead,
Well,
you know?
we're also using it to make No Man's Sky, which
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think yeah,
Are these
that's
games going to be for PC as well?
No
Yeah, yeah,
Man's
yeah.
Sky,
No
yeah.
Man's Sky is PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're also using it to make The Witcher 3, which also looks amazing.
Witcher 3 actually like
I'll kill somebody for Witcher
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I liked what I saw of Witcher 3, but to me it looked like Witcher 2.5, which is nice. Like I liked Witcher 2. But like yeah, I mean
You know nothing.
but yeah, I mean I guess in this kind of
Oh
like
god.
shit!
wait, what?
Wow.
Shit! My head just exploded.
Oh, God.
Wait, what? Like does Witcher have a Game of Thrones tie-in or something? Like
Who knows?
Well,
Maybe.
it
I
should
wish.
now.
yeah. but yeah, like I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, to the like I guess it's sort of getting like disproportionate praise because of CD Projekt Red, which is awesome. Like they are pretty cool people. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's like I mean, I guess it's not just that big of a leap as people are like saying. I mean, it's
I don't.
more of
I
Witcher.
mean,
So
it's not just the graphical update, which is pretty. It's a pretty big update. Like I mean,
Yeah.
considering like
yeah,
like I played through Witcher 2 twice, I think, and like this looks like a next gen game.
True.
And the second thing is that it is the same engine, but they've made it completely open world. Like it is Skyrim is like it's bigger than Skyrim at this point.
I mean,
Like,
I don't
they
know
did.
about that. Like, I mean, look, like it's okay that the game has a large area, but I mean that alone means nothing. So that remains to be seen, as in like how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
fill
no,
it.
of
Yeah,
course. I'm not saying that having a large area means it's a good game. I'm saying that they're they're justifying the fact that like they like spent this whole fucking huge budget on it, and they're justifying the fact that it is this huge thing by saying, hey, it's not just the same, we're not making the same thing again. And that's what I like about The Witcher, is that with each iteration it's evolved in a pretty big way. From
True.
Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, you can see the difference. You can see the difference in the kind of game they're trying to make. Again,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, there's a big difference in the kind of game they're trying to make. Like I think Witcher 3 is the game
I
for
mean, I
in
guess
some
yeah, this
ways.
is just like the kind of fundamental like
And in
difference of
and
opinion
in
because
Witcher 3,
I mean, I
Geralt
yeah.
can jump.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
And I
like
think,
I thought like the game was more of Witcher. Like I mean, I didn't see the completely different game. I guess because like for the open world, you need to yourself be in it.
yeah, yeah,
But
you do.
yeah,
I mean,
Like
they've
I mean, at least
promised 50 hours of story and more than 100 hours of
yeah,
side quests and stuff.
yeah,
see, the interesting thing that they did is that they're at least that they're claiming to do is that even for the random side quests you find, they will have an interesting narrative to them, and people will have a good reason for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
That
that
is
being
what
said,
that is very important. I mean, a lot of games I've played miss out on those side quests this way. I mean, they're totally boring, the side quests in most
yeah,
games.
like what they're promising not to do is that there will not be FedEx quests, which is the kind of quest where you go somewhere, you kill 20 things, and done.
Mm.
you know uh, they're promising quests where, like, yes, of course they're going to have side quests where you have to go somewhere and kill something. He's a witcher, he goes and he kills monsters in different
Yeah.
places.
True.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a quest type that they had in there. But there will be a good reason for why you're going to a place and killing monsters. Maybe there's a village that's being terrorized by them, and if you if you do
Yeah.
agree to help them out, maybe lesser people die and shit like that. Like, there will
They
be,
might give you clues as to,
yeah,
the main
there
story.
will be cause effect for all of your actions. So it sounds interesting, but implementation for open world games, like, it always sounds interesting. There was some Mafia 2 shit I heard before that game launched that made it sound like, oh my god, they're doing such cool shit, and then I played it and it was
that.
puke. uh
Watch
so
Dogs. Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
like I don't know, if they implement it well, it can probably be awesome, but if they don't, then
Yeah, because ultimately, like when a developer kind of promises, like 80 hours this and 100 hours that, like
Mm.
yeah,
it's easy to pad out content. Like you can repeat the same quest with minor variations and produce 500 hours.
yeah,
Like
Yeah, of
MMOs
course.
do it all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm worried about because yeah, it's just like if like Witcher is not procedural clearly, like so yeah, where like some of the content is inevitably going to be like filler, especially when you make a game of this size. So yeah,
Mm.
just need to yeah, like that's what I'm worried about because I mean Witcher, I guess like one of the main reasons I kind of liked it is that like it went along with the plot and uh, very rarely, like even in Witcher 1, very rarely was I roaming around in a place that I had no business to not roam around in.
Mm.
It was
No
still fairly,
interest.
yeah, it was still fairly open. I mean, it's so yeah, like on one hand, I'm definitely excited, but on the other hand, like, yeah, like it also has me worried. So,
I mean,
yeah,
they say that if something's good, it probably is too good to be true, kind of a thing. I guess that's
yeah, I
that's
guess
the whole thing.
yeah, that's kind of where the worry is coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I don't know, out of all the games I've seen, Witcher 3 is one of the best. Apart from that, I also have been excited about Evolve and The Division. I'll probably buy these three games. Yeah.
Yeah. The Division, yeah, like I was like I liked the UI bit, though I thought it was like pretty impractical. I mean, after like the fifth time, the hologram effect will kind of become old
Uh,
and hard to see.
yeah.
And yeah, like it had like as soon as I saw the first XP meter, I
Mm.
realized that this was also an Ubisoft game, and
Oh
like it
yeah.
would have all of that random collectible stuff and the unlocking towers. In
Yeah, the
fact,
I
weird
don't.
thing.
I don't
yeah,
think they have towers in this one. Do they?
yeah. I mean, that's what you don't know yet. I mean,
Oh my
The
god.
the weird thing about the division that's come out of E3 is that they're still not allowing journalists to play it.
yeah.
That is kind of worrying because
Oh.
two times in a row you've shown gameplay demos of that game, but you're not allowed anyone to play it. Fine, the first year is understandable.
Yeah.
It's the first year, whatever. But the second year, someone should get a hands on at least.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm.
that being said, yeah, it looks like an interesting game, but I mean, the last 15 Ubisoft games have all looked like interesting games.
Yeah.
The only one that's actually been fun for me so far is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Mm.
Uh, so I don't
Not Blood Dragon.
Yeah, Blood
know.
Dragon was like, I mean, yeah, like I liked the 80s stuff, I guess, but then, but yeah, like in the end, that was the only thing that like I kind of took away from it. But yeah, Blood Dragon was good. But no, yeah, coming back to the Division, like I think
Mm.
it could actually use some of the craziness of I Am Alive, because the two situations kind of look similar, post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
New York-esque city, you know?
Mm.
it's like they
Yeah,
really need to figure out how to leverage the daisy factor in a game like this more.
yeah.
You know, how to make the encounters seem more brutal and dark and stuff like that. That being said, if they do, then they are severely limiting the population of people who will be willing to play a game like this.
Mm.
Mm.
It'll become a lot like Eve Online. You know, there's this committed fan base for those kind of games, but it never grows beyond that.
I mean, like Daisy is like selling a lot, I guess. I mean, so I mean, I think like they could actually want to make their own Daisy like, you know. So I mean, I
Daisy
don't know
is
like how they work.
like, yeah,
So
Daisy is doing well, but I don't know. I mean, it's not the kind of game that I think people play. Like it's a multiplayer game, right? Like Division is a huge multiplayer game on which Ubisoft spending millions of dollars. They need people to keep playing it. They cannot just expect people like if people just buy the disc and play it for a couple of hours, that's not going to be enough for them.
hmm, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I guess this is the kind of thing which I find worrying is that most of the talk is like now from big publishers is like you will play this for 500 hours, you'll play this for the rest of your life and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm like, no, like I don't go to a theater to watch a movie for the rest of the day. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
give me a focused experience that I know I will enjoy for the entire time. You know.
you know what? If the theater was playing Gangs of Wasseypur, I would sit there for the rest of the day.
But yeah, like
But it
it's
depends.
just
Like I mean, it
yeah,
depends. It's not. I don't think that the movie comparison is necessarily apt. Yeah, there's something to be said for a good scripted experience that is fun to play. Like a game, like I mean, Uncharted or what have you, like Transistor. Good
Mm.
example. It is like I finished Transistor in one sitting. It was 5 hours, and that was fun. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about it. But there's also something to be said about like a good open world experience.
mm,
Uh, yeah,
yeah. No, yeah, like I don't like dislike open world stuff. I'm just like worried about the kind of X hours
yeah,
of
Content in
content.
it.
Yeah,
yeah. I think
that
open
line is the
world
one
is
that
becoming the
yeah
kind of buzzword that first person shooter was last year. So
yeah
now they're just mixing first person shooter with open world, and let's see how that goes.
yeah
Like cover shooter with open world, that'll work, right? I mean,
yeah
everybody wants open world.
yeah. It's
And the
because
only open world games I actually enjoyed was Red Dead Redemption and what Sleeping Dogs.
yeah yeah. Sleeping Dogs was good. GTA Vice City, yeah. The Red Dead Redemption I didn't really play, but yeah, like and then like Grand Theft Auto, the first few hours of Grand Theft Auto 4 before it became like too much of the do it again stupid kind of gameplay
Oh,
style.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to GTA 5 on PC now that that's been announced.
But they haven't announced the price, right?
It
For
will
some
be
reason.
999. All 2K games are 999. Hopefully, it's not 3000
No,
rupees.
wait. Like Dishonored, like was that was Dishonored 2K? Because that was
It was
1999.
24.99. No, it
Yeah.
was
Dishonored is
24.99.
Bethesda.
Oh, right. That's Bethesda.
Yeah. Dishonored is
Even
Bethesda. 2K,
Wolfenstein is pretty expensive for
Yeah.
PC.
yeah, for $3,000.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
the reason I've decided not to buy Wolfenstein is
Yeah,
because
same
of
here.
Yeah.
3,000 bucks.
Although
Yeah.
I heard it's a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard it's really good, which kind of makes me want to play it.
Yeah.
Price drop forever.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
proper.
The absurdness is the now that like you can just wait for digital sales. They'll be cheaper. Uh, in fact, I think it might be cheaper like at full price almost, because uh, like it's like 60 into
I
but
just
yeah,
wish we get
rather.
better internet, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, games are 25 GB plus, and downloading those in on a 1 Mbps connection is
Yeah.
next torture.
And especially when like your like free usage policy limit is like,
Okay, I don't have that, but still.
oh,
Yeah, she has said 1 Mbps, right? So there's no FUP. If you're 1
No,
Mbps, you can download.
there is FUP in 1 Mbps in most of the ISPs.
yeah, now there's
What?
FUP and everything. Yeah.
Mm.
In fact,
In
What?
fact, it's
yeah.
only my connection, my plan, sorry, the one that I have. I have it since I don't know how many years. So they've not changed anything except they just increase the speed. So
Yeah.
it's unlimited. It's purely unlimited, no
Yeah.
FUP.
Now
Oh,
even like the BSNL has started FUP and they have started
Uh-huh.
FUP in fiber optic connections.
Uh-huh, it
So,
is there.
yeah.
It was always there. It was always
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, but what I find really hilarious is that you have a fiber optic thing who's promising like 16 like Mbps or whatever the hell the crazy fiber speed is, and the free usage policy like
20
FUP is
GB.
like yeah, it's 20 GB. So like, what's the point?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seriously, I did seriously need
Yeah.
to somebody needs to slap these people awake and say, yeah, revise your policies, god damn
Yeah.
it.
It's the problem is that like people still kind of like most common consumers are the people who just check like Twitter and Facebook. So
अरे my own colleagues, they're like, यार हम लोग को तो 20 GB बहुत ज्यादा है. I'm like, seriously? मेरे को दे दिया करो अपना connection.
it is
yeah,
because of people like that that India is in the situation it is in
I
today.
know.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, literally, yeah, because of them.
They'll leech off their office internet, but they won't, demand for a better connection.
Yeah, yeah. So on that sad note, should we end the podcast? Like,
I
We didn't
think so,
discuss
yeah.
like we didn't discuss how shitty EA's fucking thing was.
No,
what
we can do
shitty
that
what?
next time.
EA.
EA's press conference. We didn't
Oh,
discuss
right,
EA.
yeah.
We didn't discuss Ubisoft. We didn't
EA
discuss
is
Sony.
you.
Oh wait, yeah. Let's shit
Yeah,
on
let's
EA for
just
a bit.
discuss.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh
So,
god.
like
Always up for
Battlefield
that.
Hardline, like, is this a mod for Battlefield? Like, that's what it felt like. And on top, like, that trailer was just the most, like, obnoxious thing you
Snowfest.
can, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you
you know
just,
what about that trailer? One thing that I found
yeah,
really weird is that they kept focusing only on the criminal aspect, and they didn't
yeah.
show the police at all. Like they showed them for like 30 seconds in all, and I
Which
was
is
like,
weird
why?
considering in the
Yeah,
campaign you play a cop.
yeah. No, I think it's like it's cops versus robbers thing, right? Like,
Yeah, no, but the single player campaign you play a cop.
yeah.
Well, obviously they're not gonna let you play a criminal.
And yeah, like the best thing was that it was like all of that was about, hey, don't you like it when law enforcement uses excessive violence and when there's lots of collateral damage? Yeah, we know you do.
It's
Like
like
it had that
see
kind of thing where
here's the weird thing. When
yeah,
when the first stuff leaked
uh,
before E3, there was a leak of that Battlefield
yeah,
Hardline what EA was going to be announcing. I was like, hey, they're doing the Call of Duty thing wherein they do different franchises by different studios, but instead of it all being war stuff, this is cops and robbers. Maybe they'll do something cool and interesting with it. And then I saw the gameplay shit that they had, and I was like,
I
oh fuck!
know.
Basically, you did Battlefield,
Oh,
but put it
I'm
in a
sorry.
fucking
You had
sim.
expectations from us.
I was so disappointed because I thought they were gonna do some
yeah,
payday style shit, where there's
yeah.
actual planning that goes into a robbery and police have to figure out a way to
they'll
actually solve
they'll
it.
add that as a DLC later, okay?
No, I
Don't
think
worry.
that's pretty much like if they actually add up like payday style mode where you have to like plan the heist and stuff, it will be buggy as hell. Like this is EA now. So Yeah.
See, no,
And like
doesn't have
the
to be,
problem was
because
that
like
all of the
everything you need to do something like that is already built into Battlefield 4.
yeah.
Everything you need to do something like that is already built into Battlefield 4. That's why I was excited about it. They're using the same engine. They have the capability to do those things. But instead they focused again like on a building falling on another building.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, environmental destruction,
Explosions.
and I mean, it's not even like that. That thing was like everybody could tell that it was a scripted kind of moment. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't like you were doing the whole building falling on other building thing.
Wow. I totally
so
want to play that.
Yeah.
if they wanted it to be more realistic, they just had to add, civilians. That's it.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and immediately the equation changes because
Mm.
well, once a building is crashing on another building in the United States and there are civilians around, oh,
It
What
what does
becomes
that
horrors
remind
you
yeah,
speak
everybody of?
of?
yeah. It becomes Man of Steel. Like yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. They should make a Man of Steel tie-in game for like instead of Battlefield Hardline because that's what it is, right? Lots of collateral damage and like tone deafness. Like, I mean, yeah, it would be a perfect fit. Like,
Hmm, I don't know. What the fuck is up with like conceptual prototype?
what the hell was that?
What
Like,
is that?
That was
I
what
heard
they
this
had.
name
That,
before.
that was what they had on the star written on the bottom right hand corner of the Star Wars bullshit video, of
Oh
Mass
yeah,
Effect
yeah.
bullshit
I
video,
forgot.
of the Mirror's Edge 2. Like those were the three games I was excited to see at their
When
stupid
I
fucking press conference.
yeah, when I
And at the
hear like
bottom
the
corner of
words
all three, of Battlefront, of Mass Effect, and of the third game, Mirror's Edge 2,
Mirror's Edge.
conceptual prototype.
yeah, I mean, when like you remember the awesome the CGI movie that Kotor had, which had the Jedi fighting with the two
Yeah,
lightsaber thing. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's what they showed it is. Like the actual game, if it ever releases, is going to be nothing like it. That's what they mean when
No,
they say
what
conceptual
annoyed me, what
prototype.
really annoyed me, like because
Yeah.
like I've been looking forward to Battlefront as well. Like I'm a huge Star Wars and Battlefront fanboy. What annoyed me the most is that entire video. Sure, they may not show anything, but I still think the KOTOR thing at least gave you a nice CG fucking trailer that you could be like, okay, that was awesome. Here, I'm watching a bunch of fucking developers walking around in a goddamn forest saying, hey, we took pictures of a forest so we knew how to model a goddamn tree. Really?
Yeah.
It's not even that. Yeah, the part that's even worse, like fucking, we went into the Star Wars archives and we held the helmet of a stormtrooper. It was a really emotional moment for us. Yes, we get it. We're all fucking geeks here. You went emotional when you when you went into the Star Wars archive. Big fucking surprise. You know,
Yeah, like
uh,
like if you were gonna show me something of the developers
like
doing something, you show me what they're working on, not a bunch of dudes
yeah.
taking
Like I mean,
pictures of
yeah.
shit.
and I'm sure the developers at Visceral and like I'm sure they were like, this is a bullshit video and we get that this is a bullshit video.
Yeah.
The reconnaissance and all that, fine, whatever. They do that. Like studios routinely send their most senior core team devs out to these places so that they can get the feel of the place that they're making, and
Yeah,
it makes for good B-roll on
no,
dev documentary or a dev
yeah,
diary if you're
Vivek.
putting them.
See, I'm not refuting that. I'm fine with that. That's good, and it should be done. I'm just saying, why are you showing me this in a
Yeah,
video?
like EA's
Yeah.
decision to show that shit was stupid.
I think it was
Just
just like filler basically. They didn't have anything to show and they knew it. So they just
no,
wasted
basically,
everyone's time.
the thing that happens is EA says that, you know what, we don't have enough stuff to show, so we're not doing a press conference this year. They lose their slot.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have to just fill it with
So
something. So
they
yeah.
go to the back of the line next year. Literally, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So if next year someone else, well, I mean, I don't know who else is going to come and say we want to do a big major press conference and they're going to, like, it's going to get telecast on TV. No one else has that kind of clout. I mean, if Konami comes up, what are they going to say? Hey, we had two Metal Gear Solid games that came out last year.
Hmm.
Ah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the EA stuff was just worthless, and uh, I mean, like, I'm also kind of like Dragon Age Inquisition because that like it feels lackluster compared to Witcher 3. Like, I'm sure like everyone thinks the same. Like,
Uh, it feels
no,
like a different game. It does. I'm not. I was more excited about it before E3 than I am after. Weirdly enough, I don't know why.
Maybe it was because their entire trailer consisted of like cuts of 10-second gameplay footage of people hitting
Yeah.
something with a sword or staff. Like
I
instead
was
of
I
like
was
the things you play Dragon Age for, like the
like
characters
narrative
and the
and the part, like they had one good trailer where they talked about all the party members, but even that, I mean, it wasn't long enough or substantial enough.
yeah.
Whatever.
No, it was
That's
it
a
was more
trailer.
of a trailer of, hey guys, look at all the people you might have your character fuck. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Oh god.
yeah,
that's all it looked like to me.
yeah.
I saw nothing about them that was interesting or would be like, hey, this is their interesting story that you might discover about them. No. Look at this nice ass shot. Look at, the sway of their hips as they run.
Yeah, Tejas has like deconstructed all of Bio. Now I'll never look at a BioWare trailer the same way again.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, I'm sure it'll be an interesting game, and it's coming out this year, which is probably the reason why I'll end up buying it, because I need to play some RPG before fucking Witcher 3
Hey,
comes
if you
out.
gotta play some RPG, then why not?
Yeah. Fantasy
Yeah,
RPG.
no.
Fantasy RPG. I'm
Yeah.
getting Wasteland 2 when it comes out anyway. Uh,
No, actually, what he meant is he wants to play a real RPG, with production values.
oh,
Yeah.
Wasteland 2 is gonna have some production values, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition should be fun, but yeah, I'm not as excited
Yeah.
about it as I thought I would be. Maybe because they didn't have like any big gameplay videos coming out like out of E3 either. Like, I mean, I saw a bunch of stuff. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of write-ups about it next week, and I'll read about them and go, "Yay, Dragon Age
I mean,
Inquisition sounds awesome."
even the Mirror's Edge thing kind of only worried me because like the parts they focused on were the parts that like everyone hated about Mirror's Edge, like very little parkour, lots of like shooty man gun stuff. So yeah,
Nobody's excited about Shadow of Mordor.
what's that game?
I am excited about Shadow
Middle
of Mordor.
Earth.
Really? I don't know. I'm on the rocks about it.
I don't look okay. Yes, I'll say this. I am not a Tolkien purist, so I don't give a shit that it's set between the time.
Yeah.
It's set in the time between the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books, and you play a guy who's murdered by a ringwraith and comes back to life and is looking for revenge.
No. He comes back because a wraith is half possessing him. Which, okay, I'm the Tolkien purist here. What the fuck?
That's kind of awesome. So you know what? If this game ends with something really fucked up, like him killing Sauron and becoming Sauron instead, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I know that's not going to happen. Like, he's going to die. That has to be the ending. I mean,
Yeah.
if he becomes Sauron in the ending, that's fucked up. That doesn't make sense. But hey, think of how cool that would be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Speaking about cool, they're going to let you drive the Batmobile in the next Arkham. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a good demo. They,
Yeah. I
like,
like that part, but yeah, I'm just like, again, like it's the same thing
It
where
might
they,
get repetitive though, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
the stuff with the Riddler collectibles already got ridiculous in Arkham City, like in my opinion. And now like it's this open world city, and you know that they have to fill it with Riddler stuff. Like, what else will they fill it with? So yeah, like
yeah,
that's what I'm.
whatever. Like, Arkham Knight looks like more of the same, but
Yeah.
made by the right guys. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll be fun. Like, I lost hope of getting my dream Batman open world game when I realized that even in the new Arkham game there are no civilians, so the city's empty again. So I
Yeah.
stopped giving a fuck about it.
There are no civilians in this time either, right?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any detective stuff again. So I guess I'm basically going to be like yeah, they're fun games. They're all excellent games.
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City were both excellent. I haven't played Arkham Origins, but I've heard it's okay. It's not
okay.
that great.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Back to Shadow of Mordor, the one system in that game that's kind of fucking awesome is the Nemesis thing that they have.
that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It
Like
looks genuinely, it looks like a genuinely emergent system that could make that game a lot more fun. Wherein you
True.
have an orc that is like that is persistently your fucking enemy. Yeah, it looks like it looks like they've pulled it off and they've implemented it well. So it looks like it could be a shitload of fun.
yeah, like the only problem, like I like the idea of the system, but yeah, like this is the kind of thing that like execution can make or break
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. If they execute it well,
Yeah.
it will probably be awesome.
Yeah, but
And
Oh
like,
like the
yeah.
reports coming out of E3 seem like they have executed it well,
yeah, or
because
like
people
if
were
they
saying like
screw it
they
up,
were,
then it will
huh?
like if they screw it up, then it will be like it's just like some guy who gets like randomly
Yeah.
3-4 lines and shows
No,
up
no, no,
every
it's
now
not.
and then. Yeah,
It doesn't work that way. Like people were saying that because someone was their nemesis, they found themselves trying to seek that orc out more and try and find and attack him more. So
yeah,
that like it sounds like it's working. So
yeah,
let's
Hmm.
see.
yeah. Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Sony was a good Ubisoft. Let's talk about Ubisoft first because that was a weird ass press conference.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet. I still need to.
It had a weird set of highs and lows. Like uh, they opened with Far Cry 4. Is that what they opened with?
I have no idea. Like, I
I
only
don't
saw
know
the
either.
post-conference fallout, and like it
I just
was
watched the
some
trailers.
insane fallout. Yeah,
Well, yeah, Ubisoft got into trouble because of the Assassin's Creed Unity stuff, right?
and the Far Cry 4 stuff after that.
Okay, wait.
What trouble?
Okay, so what happened was that at the start, like people asked, like you have four people who you showed in Assassin's
Hmm.
Creed Unity. All four are dudes. Why not? Why is one of
Okay,
Oh,
them
so
not a
here's
that.
female?
the
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
then,
and I
like
here's
believe
the
Ubisoft
thing.
said, yeah,
one of
They're
them
not all
said
four.
that that all four dudes are using the same character model and stuff, and
yeah.
that if creating a female would be a whole set of new animation sets and etc. Like work basically, a lot more work, right?
No, but like, yeah, that's kind of like
So
that's not
here's the
really a justification because no, see, here's the thing. Like Aveline, like she uses almost the same and this
Yeah,
was confirmed by the like the
by somebody.
animator. Like it
Yeah.
was
the
like she
animation
uses
director
the
on
yeah,
Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 confirmed that it
yeah,
looked like 2 or 3 days work, not a whole lot
yeah.
more work.
And I
That's the
mean,
Okay.
first thing.
and
But
like 9 of their studios were working on this game. Like they officially like said this, like about 700 or so developers.
Oh, okay.
So no, and after that they like the Far Cry 3 4 guy, like he again said the same thing, that like the you would have been able to play as a woman, but like you were inches away from playing as a woman. So like people then again made fun of that. So yeah,
I got.
yeah,
well,
that's what.
here's
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Wait,
What
wait,
that
inches?
guy
wait.
again.
I
No,
get what
Yeah,
inches you
yeah,
mean.
no, yeah, exactly. That's what they said. Like this
You
is
were
not me
what?
paraphrasing them. That's what they said.
Wait. What did they say? You were inches away from playing a woman?
Yeah,
playing as a female character in Far Cry 4 co-op for the
yeah.
co-op. Uh, so here's the
Okay.
thing: Far Cry 4 co-op, like what is coming out, I'm not sure. It might be complete bullshit. Was the lead guy Alex Hutchinson and a bunch of people at Ubisoft fought to try and get a female character into the game, and they basically lost. Uh, and
I,
now I don't know that it's
it would have
entirely
been
fair to
cooler
shit
if
on
it would have been
to shit
cooler
on.
if.
Huh?
Yeah. No, no.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying it would have been cooler if the enemy, was the female character, like
Yeah.
Oh, the
some
lead guy who takes selfies after murdering people.
yeah, pagan
Wait,
pagan May or something,
Yeah.
right?
wait. Who's taking selfies after murdering people?
I think it's
The
like the guy is called Julian Assange, but not really. Like that's his official name. Like,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's the villain in Far Cry 4 dude, like the guy in the poster who's sitting on the throne. That guy.
Okay.
Yeah. He basically they had the first five
It's
minutes of Far
yeah.
Cry 4,
yeah,
and in the intro he kills a guy and then takes a selfie.
yeah. And
Oh,
by the
okay.
way,
Himself.
like, yeah, just like I don't know if we recorded this or not, but wasn't that the most like cliche trailer ever, where the villain makes a grand entrance and he's going to stab the guy, like not shoot him, but stab him so that blood falls on his face. That part is important. And yeah, the whole thing
But
actually, like
but
the
it just
explosion.
Whatever.
Yeah.
it just underlines how violent that guy is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, villain of FPS violent, like I think I can like come to that conclusion by myself. Like I feel like that's a thing which you don't need to like overemphasize. Like I don't know.
Whatever. I felt emotional when they killed the monkey.
Oh yeah, I know, man. In
Yeah.
fact, I'm worried about all the elephants. What if they die? I don't want.
There's going to be a
elephant.
shitload of videos of people killing elephants.
I know that's so
There's
stupid.
going to be.
Don't kill the elephant for
Yeah.
heaven's sake.
There's
And
going to
and
be a
yeah,
I
and
shitload
the
thought,
of.
people speaking Hindi, like that was funny because they looked like they sounded like office workers, bored office workers, and it
No,
was
they didn't.
hilarious. Like
Here's
yeah,
the thing. They sounded like friggin' Indians who have been in the United States
yeah,
for the last 15 years and are suddenly speaking Hindi after a really long fucking
exactly.
time.
Yeah, they were like
You know
okay.
who they sounded
Yeah.
like? They sounded like a person who's on this podcast right now.
Oh my god, I was thinking the
wow,
same
Wow. Oh wait, yeah.
you guys are assholes.
Yeah.
You guys are complete assholes.
thing. Hindi में बोलो.
Yeah. But okay, yeah. So yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, ultimately, I guess, yeah. Like I don't know. Like I wanted to see more like stuff that surprised me from Ubisoft, and like that didn't happen. And I mean, yeah. Come on.
No,
Like they could have
the
done.
Valiant Hearts
Yeah.
thing looked cool.
Yeah. Wait, which part?
The dog game, the game in which the dog is sad because all its owners have died.
Wait, it's a game. That was a game.
What game?
Dude, you didn't see the trailer for Valiant Hearts Great War?
No.
Which one?
The Great.
I
Oh wait,
don't
that
know.
was
I
in the
haven't even heard.
Ubisoft conference. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's a World War One game. You play a dog who is a part of a World War One medic unit.
Oh wait, the one that
Finally,
you.
Call of Duty
Oh, wait a minute.
Ghosts.
This is the UbiArt game, right? This is not a
No.
first-person game. This is an
It's a
UbiArt.
2D point-and-click adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
yeah.
is a UbiArt game. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
this
wait.
one.
Yeah, I actually like just stumbled upon this on Steam like
I'm
a
not
week
playing
back,
that
and I was
game.
like, wait a minute, why have I not heard of this game? Because it looked really good. Like
No, it's
UbiArt
because
games
it's from
tend to do.
Ubisoft, and you basically kind of phase out anything that comes from a publisher. That's why.
No, that's not true. Like, I mean, Ubisoft does a lot of PR stuff, and like I was sick of Watch Dogs news so like I know of this stuff, but Ubisoft clearly aren't putting the same amount of effort as they did for like even for Child of Light or Rayman. So, I mean, really, like because this game like comes out in a month or so. Like it's not like in 2015 or so.
It's out in 10 days.
Yeah. So
I'm not playing this game.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, like
It's a really it is a really good game. Like I mean, it is about the horror of the First World War, and it's pretty cool.
yeah, and it has a
Told
dog.
from
in
a
it.
dog. No, I'm not playing this game. I'm going to cry my eyes out.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't care if
why?
humans die or whatever, but
Yeah, but I
nothing
Well,
in
the
that.
dog is
dog
definitely
dies
gonna
at-
die.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
just
because they
like
already showed in the trailer that there's a scene where the dog looks like he's dying, and one of the dudes
Okay,
is.
I'm not playing this game at
yeah,
all.
this
Staying
looks
away from
like
it.
actually fulfilling Call of Duty's promise.
No, this is like dog lovers everywhere are gonna be depressed.
Wow. Well, no, hold on. 1 second. Hold on.
Wait,
Yeah.
They just like 2 minutes ago you said Arvind is going to snark at fucking anything AAA, and just now we're talking about a fucking awesome game
Yeah.
about a fucking dog, and all this guy can go. This game is fulfilling the promise that fucking Call of Duty made to this dog. Fuck you, man.
No, just before that, I said that I stumbled upon this game and I liked it, and I was like, why isn't Ubisoft promoting it more? So,
They gave it center stage
Because
at
it's
their
not
E3 press
Assassin's
conference.
Creed.
What more do you want?
I don't know, like some article or something, I don't know, on a website like which I read. Like, I mean, I don't really watch E3, so
No, they've written about it. RPS has written a bunch of articles about it.
No, I missed it out as well.
Yeah, it's just that I think considering the amount of news that's coming out, it's weird. The other thing that I saw in the Ubisoft press conference that I was kind of surprised exists again is the Rainbow Six game, the new Rainbow Six game,
Oh,
Siege, I think it's called. And they're going back to what Rainbow Six used to be, which was like a proper tactical fucking shooter where you have to
Yeah.
plan how to.
I actually enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed the whole playthrough of that thing.
Yeah, that looked like fun.
It looked fun.
Uh,
Yeah, definitely. I might give it a go. It depends on if I can buy the Witcher 3 collector's edition. After which I'll be broke.
What else? Sony is last.
yeah. Sony was alright. I mean, they had a lot of games that they were showing off, which seemed to be the general, the crux of this entire E3 this time was like, we're not showing you hardware, we're just going to impress you with all this other games
Uncharted
that
4.
we.
Yeah. Well, that being said, Sony had 20 minutes in between of its press conference where a guy came out and talked about a TV show, and I have no fucking clue why that happened. Uh,
You mean it
I
pulled the
mean, I read
Microsoft?
that comic. The weirdest fucking thing is that I read that comic book. I really like that comic book. I didn't want him there. Like I love Brian Michael Bendis. He's a fucking talented comic book writer. What the fuck is he doing up there on an E3 stage talking about how Powers will be a TV show and it's gonna come be exclusively on PS4? You know what? Even if it's exclusively on PS4, I'm gonna be torrenting it.
Yeah.
For-
By the way, I just want to make it clear to the Digital Millennium Corporation thingy that we don't support piracy. That's just Vivek. So, hit him with all the
yeah,
lawsuits that you have.
sure,
Wow.
Yeah.
Just cover your
sure.
bases, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, that's weird because, like, I guess Sony got the memo, like, from Microsoft that this is your turn to do all the TV and Netflix stuff. So,
But they didn't do any Netflix stuff. They just talked about this one show, and I don't understand why they did that. Because like before that and after that, it was all games,
there
and
was that
all
thing too, right? The PlayStation TV thingy. Like, what's that?
that's actually a fairly interesting thing. They're basically saying for $100 you can get like a bunch of PS Vita games on your TV. Like you can get all PS Vita games on your TV. Subscription, like it's not a subscription. It's $100 one time you buy it. I don't know how it fucking works.
Oh,
Whatever. It
what's the
sounds kind of
point? It won't come to India anyway.
No,
yeah.
so
It
wait,
won't come.
like, why should I, like, is this device only useful for me if I own a PlayStation 4? Like,
No. You can buy it even if you don't have one.
so is it like Chromecast or something? Like, that's what it does.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when they were talking about that. I was like, oh fuck, I tuned out when they started
Yeah,
talking.
pretty similar like reaction when I read the news. Like, I was like, wait, whoa, it's some TV thing, and then I just like my eyes
Oh,
glazed over. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a shitload of cool games. They had Bloodborne, they had Let It Die, they had fucking a bunch of indie games. They had Entwined, they had Abzu. Abzu looked amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
that
I
is the journey like underwater game.
Mm.
They had a shitload of games from Devolver Digital on there.
Wait, what are that game company doing? Like, is there any news on that? Like,
Nothing, no news. That game company is taking a break right now.
oh,
From what I've
hmm.
heard. Like Nenova Chen is sitting down and working on his new IP, and he just recently an announcement came out that he's raised around like $7 million to make his new game.
what?
Whoa.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So he's going to be making a multi-platform game. That's the news coming out of there. Uh, I was surprised. Like what is like they showed the order that looked good. It
Really?
looks like a third.
I wasn't very impressed with that. Like all I saw
Me
was
neither.
Yeah.
QTEs and this guy standing still and shooting for a few seconds
Yeah.
before the next QTE kicked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
same.
it looks
Yeah.
like a it looks like a fucking story-driven third-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go
like
figure.
it wasn't really gameplay driven anymore. Like when I first saw their initial CG trailer, it looked like okay, it's gonna be either a squad based game or you
No,
have
it's
like
like
it
I
looked
mean
like a
they're not talking
tedious.
about multiplayer or co-op yet, but I don't think they have multiplayer co-op. I think it's like focused on the single player stuff. Uh, but I don't know. Like the thing that I found interesting in that game was like the guns. They have some interesting weapons in there. Uh, so yeah, like they have the thermite gun. They have the electric gun thing that they're showing, and they said they're going to be revealing more about the guns as time goes by. So
Hmm.
it sounds like it. Like I don't know. I found that demo kind of impressive. Yes, there were too many fucking QTEs, but they wanted to show the emotion Z because David Cage was not there, so someone has to take his place.
Yeah. And like there was this really hilarious like comment from the order devs, something like so what's your focus on this, like somebody asked, and then there was like, well, like we want to tell this awesome story, and well, since it's a game, like we can't get around the gameplay. So that was, yeah, something like that. So that was really funny.
Yeah, it is really weird that that even though that is an actual quote by the guy making that game,
Mm,
it has not been picked up and proliferated the way that quote from the writer at BioWare just became viral overnight.
yeah.
Which quote was this?
Where there was a writer who used to work at BioWare. She left,
Jennifer
and I think she
Hepler,
started.
yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer Hepler. She started her own thing, I think. She's still making games.
Yeah.
So, like, there was a quote by her where she said that she preferred the narrative parts of these games, and if possible, she'd like to skip combat in them.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I think the response from the internet was something akin, "You are
Yeah.
the cancer killing BioWare."
Yeah, that was ridiculous because like if somebody asked me, like I would say the exact same thing because like I mean Mass Effect 1 combat, like even I didn't even like Mass Effect 2 combat, which is supposed to be great. And Mass Effect 3 was like Mass Effect 2, but like with a few more things. So yeah. Yeah.
Mass Effect 3 was like Mass Effect 2, but
But it
Yeah,
had a very
that's
bad
what it was
ending.
because I mean since when do you play BioWare games for combat? Like nobody does. That's
uh,
Dragon Age Origins.
yeah. I mean, I'd refute that. I mean, I play.
huh.
I enjoy the combat in these games.
I don't know. Like
Yeah, same.
I mean, like this is the thing from KOTOR pretty much. Like I've never enjoyed combat in a BioWare game. I just like sort of bear with it. Like it's like that thing where it doesn't annoy me so much that I stop playing the game. It's serviceable.
Weirdly
Yeah.
enough, like, I mean, I would say I enjoyed the combat in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 3. I didn't enjoy it in Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3, the reason I enjoyed it was because they started something in Mass Effect 2 and they kind of like left it halfway. And in Mass Effect 3, they finally finished it and made it a fucking scripted third person shooter. And they did it properly. Mass Effect 2, they were kind of like, we did the first game, it's kind of like a systemic thing, and we're doing some cool RPG shit, but we wanted to be a scripted third person shooter because Gears of War is really popular. Like, one foot in, one foot out. Mass Effect 3,
Yeah.
they're like, no, fuck it, scripted third person shooter, here's what
Yeah.
we're doing. And they went whole hog in that direction, which was, I was like, fine, whatever. As long as you do it well, I don't care.
Yeah. I guess that's understandable. But yeah. Yeah, I guess
So
it's
yeah, I mean, and they ended with Uncharted 4,
Yeah.
and I'm excited for that game because it
Same
sounds
here.
like Nathan Drake is going to die.
Nathan Drake
Yeah.
or Sully.
Well, Sully is definitely going to die, but Nathan Drake, heavy possibility of him dying.
yeah.
Look, the Buddha always dies in the end of these like series type games.
Yeah.
So
Poor
that's
guy.
not a big casualty, but like the game is called A Thief's End. I wouldn't be surprised if Sully survives while Nathan Drake dies, because like the whole thing is like him talking to Sully and Sully saying like, we shouldn't do
Yeah.
this. It sounds
Then the
stupid.
fifth game would be like, an adventure game where if you try to jump or like jump on a platform, Sully is like, I'm too old for this. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Vegeta is gonna make that, yeah. Or Telltale, though they'll probably be busy with Borderlands. Like
And Game
Oh
of Thrones.
God!
yeah.
Like you know what? The only thing that they were making that I was excited about was Game of Thrones, and they're not. They didn't show that. They showed fucking
Borderlands.
Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Why?
that's really weird because like I genuinely want to know who was the guy in the board meeting who was like, guys, we should make an adventure game on Borderlands, and then everyone stood up and started clapping. at the suggestion.
I
The
seriously, why
fuck to
did
be there
they
in that meeting?
Yeah,
even?
like
God,
why? Like,
why? Seriously, why?
I mean, you know what? Like Valve were super cool about people using their IPs. Go make a Half-Life adventure game. That would get you a lot more like
Oh yeah,
uh
people would
People
be
are
way
yeah,
more
desperate for the
interested in
third
that.
one.
yeah. Yeah, that might actually mean a new Half-Life game comes out like before 2050. So
Or
yeah.
another E3 without Half-Life 3 being announced.
Yeah.
I
Like
thought this was the one.
no, what's going to happen is that E3 2016, Gabe Newell is going to show up, says nothing. Like 10 minutes go on, says nothing. Everyone is like hyped. And then like somebody comes in, like a large red button is just wheeled in. And then Gabe Newell hits it and it's like Half-Life 3 is live on stream right now.
That would be the craziest
Yeah.
reveal ever. Like
Yeah.
you would have people who would run out of that game
No,
conference.
no,
There would be a
that's
stampede.
Stampede,
yeah, like
seriously.
exactly. People like all
Even on the
yeah,
internet.
yeah, people would die. Like at that E3 hall, everyone is just going crazy and nuts and yeah, like that's the launch event. But we know it's not gonna happen. So
It'll happen when we all die.
Yeah.
We're too old to play it.
Yeah. No, what will happen is that so at sometime near 2060, people finally get buy all the games. Steam sales are over. Valve is sold to somebody, and they do
EA.
a gritty.
So Jeff
Yeah.
Vogel's future, the prophecy by Jeff Vogel has come true.
Yeah, and then EA will do a gritty reboot of the Half-Life franchise, and the first thing would be reveal trailer. Gordon Freeman shows up and throws a really stupid one-liner or something.
Oh wow.
Gordon Freeman shows up and is voiced now by Nolan North.
Yeah, Nolan North will probably be a zombie by then, but will still be voicing video game characters.
Will still be voicing likable video game characters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Sounds like sounds like something that's probably going to end up happening.
Yeah.
The weird announcement that came out of that Sony press conference that I didn't quite understand was the deal they had with Paradox. Apparently, Paradox is working on a bunch of console exclusive games for Sony. I don't know how that's going to work. And they had an amazing Magica 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, the Magica 2 trailer was hilarious.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was hilarious, but the gameplay part just looked like more Magica.
Magica?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like
Yeah,
Magica with
Magica.
good graphics.
Yeah, it's Magica 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh,
hope it's more
good
stable on
graphics,
launch.
which reminds
Yeah.
me, Sleeping Dog HD edition is going to come out for the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC.
And okay, look, this is gonna be completely mind blowing for somebody, but they announced a new Sleeping Dogs, and it's an open world game. So what the hell, you know? Yeah.
It's not new.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that they why is the HD edition? I didn't realize that. First they said that it was disappointing, sales were disappointing, but clearly it did well enough to make an HD edition. So
Well, that's Square's strategy with all of those, right? They're probably doing a fucking compilation pack for Hitman right now.
yeah.
They did an HD edition for Tomb Raider after saying that was disappointing sales wise also.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is they did that HD edition, and I think only after that the announcement came that Tomb Raider has been profitable for us.
Huh. So I guess they just they were looking at they were doing their yearly income tax report, and they realized, oh wait a minute, there was another zero here. Oh, that explains it. And then they were like, yeah, okay, HD relaunch. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of which, we didn't talk about the ridiculous title, Arvind, The Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, what was that title? I mean, it sounds like a title which we would come up with while making they doing that crazy Half-Life 3 thing, just this really insane title. But apparently it's a real thing. And again, who was this guy who said this? Okay, we'll name it The Rise of the Tomb Raider. And
Hey,
then
it's the same as deciding, hey, we're gonna have Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, I still laugh whenever
Oh my
anyone says
god,
that.
seriously.
Yeah.
Don't rub it in, man. I like DC.
Yeah.
That title is just so fucking dumb. Because guys, you get it. The Justice
Yeah.
League is a thing, right?
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't shoehorn League in there somewhere, League of Superman and Batman.
Oh,
Dawn
apparently
of-
apparently they're gonna have Aquaman cameo in that movie
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, they will. That guy who plays as Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones.
They
Yeah.
should just I don't know. If they wanted to get it thematically right, they should just say Tomb Raider Identity Crisis. This is what those games are looking to be so far.
I mean, I guess the new Tomb Raider, from what I saw, because I don't think there was much gameplay in there. It looks to be a continuation of the Tomb Raider theme, the new one.
She's going to have more character development
Yeah.
by being impaled and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Tortured.
It's not that exactly. I don't know. That trailer was weird because she's talking to a psychiatrist and whatever.
that psychiatrist has "I will turn villain" written on top of his head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much all that character is all about.
Yeah. But I guess it will pretty much that made me think that okay, yeah, she's going to get some like non-combat stuff in the first half an hour or so, and then again combat thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
But yeah,
knows?
who knows? Maybe like they'll realize that a game called Tomb Raider is about raiding tombs, like instead of like killing people with machine guns and stuff. But yeah. But I mean, it's like what I would actually like is that like not okay, like yeah, killing stuff is fine, but like have more uh, weird stuff because like the first Tomb Raider, you killed dinosaurs and stuff. Like where has that gone? Like just have a
Where
dinosaur.
are my dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I seriously, the old Tomb Raider games, they were so much awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw fan art a few days back about in Tomb Raider 2, the last stage where you fight a dragon. So this guy had
Wow.
made an entire fan art of that, and I just remembered how awesome that entire game was.
Yeah.
It really
Yes,
pulls you in.
Yeah.
the old Tomb Raiders actually were what old school video games used to be. Let's just do something crazy and fun
Yeah.
and go really,
Yeah.
just, you know, absolutely insane with an idea. There
Yeah.
was nothing more.
My experience with old school Tomb Raiders was sitting like by my brother's side while he was playing the game like a total pro. So he
Hmm.
would be like, yeah, okay, and it would really like some of those inventory puzzles were crazy. I didn't know how you could figure those out. Like get
Yeah,
this little green item from here and then somehow it fits into this and yeah.
yeah,
And those tank controls, yeah, those were pretty weird too. Like how you had to turn with different keys compared to like mouse stuff. But yeah, like essentially they were sort of like they had the adventure part of action adventure, I guess. Whereas the new one is kind of more of a kind of story driven ride, where, like Uncharted, where you
Well,
just yeah.
yeah, it's an action game with uh, adventure elements in it on
Yeah.
occasion.
It has an action game with where like sometimes there are 5 minute tombs in there.
Like
So
I yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I think if they returned the focus back to the archaeology stuff in the first game, which I found interesting, where she's looking at a place
Yeah,
and
that
trying to
was nice.
analyze
Yeah.
it. Paris was watching me play it, and like the whole time we were looking at that whole friggin' temple that she's in and trying to figure out what the
Yeah.
lore behind it is, and we kept
mm,
hoping that there would be
Yeah.
an explanation for what was going on,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
there
was
really wasn't.
disappointing.
Yeah, and like
Uh,
all that they kind of need to do is that like I love that part where Lara looks at stuff, and like says more about it. Like just tie those in with like so if you look at something and you find okay this is it, and then that's kind of that's tied to the puzzles. So like you get a bunch of items, you're like you inspect them, then one of them turns out to be key, and then just so
yeah.
yeah,
wouldn't need to completely like re-overhaul the thing that they've got going on with Tomb Raider. Just need to kind of like focus more
Eh,
on that a bit.
I was also disappointed about the fact that you can't shoot at tigers in the new Tomb Raider.
Wait, we can't?
No,
Wait, why not? Like,
I don't know. They just never added animals into the whole thing. Just
oh,
wolves
oh, right, right. Oh, yeah.
in the 2013 wala Tomb Raider.
Oh, right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because I was thinking like, where did I see tigers in that game? So,
the last it was in the Tomb Raider Underworld.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. so,
Hmm.
so yeah, yeah. Tomb Raider kind of yeah. It I think it will be a solid game. Like I think yeah, they do know how to make a solid game. So that part is covered. But yeah, like, do they want to make something more? Like, that's the thing which I want to know about.
Hope so.
Yeah. So, anything else? Like,
Mm, no, not really. I think we're more or less
nope,
done.
done.
yeah,
Yeah, done.
All right, guys, we should call it.
yeah.
This is Vivek saying bye to all one person probably listening to this, probably me, listening to make sure if I edited it properly.
Well,
Anyway, bye me,
I
bye
thought we
future
had
me
I thought we had
from
5
past
people
me.
listening.
Remember to reply to that email and do some other work. With me this week are Rashi,
Bye.
Arvind,
Bye.
Tejas.
Goodbye.
You guys have any message for your future selves listening to this?
Uh,
No, not
nope,
really.
not really.